Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are exploring the meaning of AS-SAMEE. AS-SAMEE is the one who hears all that which comes from the lips, passes through the minds, is felt by the hearts. The rustling of the leaves in the wind, the footsteps of the ants, and the atoms moving through the void. There is no screen that prevents the sound from reaching him, nor is one sound heard less than another, though an almost infinite number of voices is speaking. AS-SAMEE, the all-hearing, is an attribute of perfection because its opposite, deafness, is an imperfection. There are two levels of perfection: absolute and relative. Absolute perfection does not depend on means, conditions, or limitations, while relative perfection depends on means and conditions and is limited. So in the universe, from beginning to the end, from one end to the other, without interruption, an almost endless number of sounds and voices arise. Some are as loud as the greatest explosions. Some are minimal, almost imperceptible. All are heard by the all-hearing AS-SAMEE, one by one at the same time, one as clear as the other. This hearing is not in vain, for all is registered, the meaning understood, the need satisfied, the answers given, the call responded to, and the wrong corrected. Of this infinite ability to hear, if an atom is given to humanity, it is in order that it guide us toward the absolute perfection. It is in order that we know His perfect attribute which He has given in traces, in signs in, and around us. It is so that we may know Him and find Him and love Him and be with Him. But when the ones who have even the best ears and the most sensitive machinery listen, if they ever begin to compare their hearing to Allah, the hearer of all, AS-SAMEE, they will be liars. Worse still, they'll be guilty of shirk, attributing equals to Allah. There is none like Him in any of His attributes and manifestations. The traces and signs of His attributes in human beings and upon the universe are at best a reflection, a symbol, a word, a means, a path to understand and reach the truth. So who is Abdul-Samee and Abdul Basir are the ones who hear and see the truth with the eyes and ears of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in a divine hadith, my servants come close to me with his continuous devotion until I love him. And when I love him, I become his ears with which he hears, and his eyes with which he sees, and his tongue with which he speaks, and his hand with which he holds. If a preacher or a public speaker who believes that Allah hears what he says makes a habit of reciting Ya Samee as often as possible, his words will have greater effect on the listeners. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who gave us the strength to speak, also give us more and more power to align ourselves with AS-SAMEE, the hearer, and may we hear the voices of the needy and the poor, and may we hear the calls of doing the good deeds. Assalamu alaikum.